Joining me right now, the author of the bestseller Blackout. She is a political commentator, Candace Owens. Candace, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. I feel like there's something going on that's different this time around in this presidential election. You just heard Ice Cube. We've spoken with you a number of times. You've got 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Kanye West, all coming out, being vocal and outward in terms of their support for President Trump. What do you think is behind that, Candace?
I think these are the pioneers, and I can tell you this. I wish, Maria, that I could speak out about all of the names of artists, A-list people, Black Americans. I'm talking about basketball players, hip-hop artists, singers that have come to me in private, but they will not be speaking out ahead of this election. So it is much bigger than you could possibly imagine behind closed doors. And there is something happening, and I've been calling it for the last 3 years. I said there was going to be a Blexit. I banked on it so hard. I started a 501c3 not-for-profit to speak to Black Americans about conservative principles. Time is up on the Democrat Party when it comes to Black America. You cannot come around every 4 years and say to Black Americans, you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim. We're going to help you. And then the second we put you in the White House, you turn around and pretend that we were never there. Here is the thing. The left wants to keep Black Americans impoverished, poor, and uneducated. This is why they're wiping the school system of hard academics and replacing them with this soft emotional conditioning, like, you know, Black Lives Matter, and we're trying to talk about white privilege. I don't want to talk about white privilege. I don't want to talk about Black Lives Matter Incorporated, which is run by white men. I want our kids learning engineering. I want our kids learning mathematics so they can grow to become competitive and not grow up to see themselves as victims. Donald Trump does not see Black Americans as victims, and that is what Black Americans are starting to understand, especially young Black men. I don't believe these polls, Maria, for 1 second. A couple of weeks ago, they were saying that Black America was only at 8%, saying it was unchanged since 2016. I've never laughed harder. Now they're saying 14%. Oh, what a difference. I think we're at 20%. And I think you're going to see people going to the polls. They're not going to pick up the phone and say, yes, I'm voting for Trump. They don't want to be caricatured. They don't want to be laughed at and called a coon and Uncle Tom, which I've been called for the last 3 years. But when they get in the booth, they're going to do the right thing, and they're going to vote for a president that actually believes that Black Americans are just like all Americans. And that is Donald J. Trump, who believes that philosophy.
Of course. And of course, some of the things that have really resonated are things like school choice. Right, Candace? I mean, you are the leading voice in this. Your Blexit movement has really resonated. Go through Blexit, what it is, and talk about school choice. We all want school choice. Whether you're Black, white, whatever ethnicity, you want to have the best situation for your students and the choice to ensure that those kids go where they're going to be treated best. Talk a bit about your movement.
That is exactly right. We want school choice, Maria. Why should it be because somebody comes from a disadvantaged neighborhood that they have to go to bad schools? Why can't parents make the decisions to take their children, regardless of their skin color or their economic background, to better schools, to more competitive schools, to make sure that they have a good academic future? Instead, what the left has done is they built this beautiful welfare system. They make sure they impoverish you, then they send you to these poorly run school systems that are not teaching your kid anything. I mean, even what we're talking about in California, they're saying we're not even going to let you flunk Black kids or give Black kids Ds. That means they want Black kids to perform badly, and they just want to pretend and give them passing grades. They love an ignorant class. They want us more and more ignorant, more and more emotional. And I have called times up on it. You know what, Maria? They laughed at me when I came on the scene and I said Blexit. I will never forget the way that I was caricatured in the media. They are not laughing anymore. They are fearful. My book has been on the New York Times bestseller for the last 7 weeks, and they've been trying to make it seem like it's not happening. No, it is definitely happening. I've been in those neighborhoods. I've hosted those Blexit events. I have Black Americans writing to me all the time saying, thank you so much. And here's what they say, Maria. Thank you so much for giving me my life back. And that means so much to me, and I'll tell you why, because that's what I felt like when I started embracing conservative principles. I realized that my entire life had been taken from me. An entire lie, Machiavellian scheme from the Democrat Party. It is time's up on the Democrat Party. I'm calling for a blackout. I'm calling for Black Americans to wake up and vote for Donald J. Trump, take our futures back. And I'll disagree with Ice Cube on this one point. We don't need more government handouts. What we need is to do things on our own. We are capable of doing things on our own, but we have to be awake to the lies of a Democrat Party. We do not need more government assistance. We need our families put back together. We need a stronger education system, and we need to be looked at the same as every single person in this country. We are Americans first and foremost.
Amen. Absolutely. Let me ask you this, Candace. What are the policies that have resonated with people of color? I mean, the president did an op-ed last week saying, look, what have you got to lose? I said it in 2016. Now he's talking about making sure lending is vibrant for Black America so that they can create their own businesses, so that they can actually see creation of business and a better situation for their families. What specifically do you think is most important? We had Tim Scott on, Senator Tim Scott, who, of course, has done opportunity zones throughout the country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Entrepreneurship is the name of the game, making sure that we don't have all of these government regulations. If I have an idea and I say I want to start a business, and then you find out that you've got to get, there's all of this thick layer of government regulations so you can't do it, that de-incentivizes entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is what makes America great. Being able to have an idea to go out there, to maybe not have a college degree and have to be brainwashed in these Marxist totalitarian camps at universities and say, you know what, I want to go out and I want to take a chance on myself. And that's what Donald J. Trump believes in. That's why he's been erasing regulations. And as I said, this isn't something that just helps Black Americans. It helps all Americans. I'll tell you this. You want to put Biden back in office? He is the person, along with Barack Obama, who gave Black America more handouts. Donald J. Trump is giving us more handouts. We don't want more food stamps. We want more opportunities, Maria.
Yeah, more opportunities. That's what we want for everybody. Candace, it's great to get you on this program this morning to make the case. You are literally the leading voice of this movement. Thank you very much, Candace. We'll be watching.